Why joy? Because the alternative is too frightening to imagine. Why now? Because the season demands it. And why me? Well, let's get into that. Hey friend, and welcome to Joy on the Journey, Season 1. Y'all, I have been praying and planning for this a very long time, and I'm so happy that you joined me on the journey. My name is Ashley White, and I am the host of Joy on the Journey podcast, a weekly podcast which is all about finding, defining, and maintaining joy on the journey of life. I have some amazing interviews slated to inspire, motivate, and encourage you along your journey. So stay tuned. The topics all centered around joy will be featuring grief to leadership to entrepreneurship. But first, I wanted to share my heart and why joy and this platform is so important to me. I turned 40 in August, and I had great plans of documenting this 40th year. In fact, I wrote in my journal that if God granted me 80 years, then this was my halfway mark, and I wanted to live with greater purpose and intention. And then, 16 days later, my world shifted when my grandmother, my last grandparent, passed away. I'll talk more about grief in the next episode. But what felt like a personal earthquake was what God had already intended to change me, to make me more compassionate and softer, to be more compassionate for others in their time of grief. And I realized then that this 40th year was indeed going to be different. Through this season of grief, God was growing me and shaping a new version of me, a post-loss version of me. In my many private moments with God, He revealed a life-giving purpose and meaning to take my painful experiences and comfort others. But how would I do that? And as He always does, God answered by giving me a vision for this podcast. And here's the thing. I've been an avid listener and viewer of podcasts forever, but I never considered adding my voice to the world. But this post-loss version of me, well, she's bold and very courageous. And I've experienced enough loss and pain to know that life is fleeting and filled with swift transition. And I am passionate to leave a permanent, positive mark on the world. So, through much prayer, I present to the world Joy on the Journey podcast, where I'll tell stories of women like my grandmother, ordinary women doing extraordinary things. And God had already given me the beginning steps. In March of 2017, in celebration of Women's History Month, I began to recognize a different woman every day. And over the past 5 years, I've recognized 170 different women, and I've been inspired by their journey. On this podcast, you'll get to hear these women's stories in their voice. But what does joy have to do with any of it? I read in A Jesus Calling that joy is available to us no matter the situation because God is present with us through it all. And I'm committed, and I hope that you will join me on the journey. Subscribe, like, and comment. Let me know, who would you like to hear from? And what topics would you be invested in? I look forward to reading every single one of your comments. Until we gather again every Thursday, may God grant you strength, give you joy on the journey, and give you courage to tell your story. Bye, friends.